Hi everybody, welcome to the Hive Minds live broadcast. Getting people together, talking about things and exposing the lies, exposing as much as we possibly can, apart from ourselves, and really getting to the crux of the matter. We started these as, aiming for the top of the pyramid. Last show we gave you a good understanding of the esoteric side, the history, and the belief system of the Illuminati. And we've been calling them a lot of the New World Order, but I don't want to call them that anymore, because now thinking about it, I believe that's part of their spell. By calling them the name of their goal, it's almost putting it into place. If we keep addressing them as what they want the New World Order. That's what they want. Now, if we keep addressing them as the New World Order, that's putting their plan, that's calling them by the name of their plan, of their goal, of their final achievement, which is to have the one world government, to have the one world banking system, to have the one world religion, to have the one world currency. Now, on this show, I seem to be still by myself at the minute. I'm going to go into this plan, show you, in my opinion, how far they are along this road, because from what I see, they're almost there. They have a lot of this one world order there in place, and if they don't have it, it's only a couple of steps away, and these couple of steps, people aren't willing to believe that they would do it, and I fully believe that they are going to do it. They know exactly what they're doing. Then it's been set up this way to put this plan in order, because through chaos comes order. That's what they're looking. They are looking to instigate the chaos, to kill a lot of people, to gain order for themselves. Problem, reaction, solution. Time and time and time again. And it's scary once that you see that a lot of people fall for it. A lot of people are sold hook, line and sinker on the problem, reaction, solution disguise. The global warming. Let's put global warming. People are so frigging sold on it, hook, line and sinker. They won't listen to any other argument. They see the problem that's not even really there. It's just some scientists that are only getting paid to prove that it actually is. Nobody's that debunks and proves that no, global warming isn't actually happening. They don't get paid. They don't get no money, and they get probably run out of the scientific community because of the narrative they need to push. So they've got the problem. The reaction is, oh, we need to turn the lights off. We need to do. We need to stop global warming. And the solution is to pump a load of money into green energy, which they have a huge freaking profit stake in. They're not concentrating on filtering the air or removing some of the harmful pollutants from the air or removing the rubbish from the sea. You know, they're only doing that tiny little bits. But what they're mainly focusing on is where they're going to make the money. And people don't see it. They don't see it at all. So, yeah. They've stacked the deck in their favour. They know exactly how to play the human mind. And once you know how the game is played, you can play it a darn sight more successfully than anybody else. And like I said with global warming, they've got people so trapped in that box. Trapped in the box. You can't take the lid off. You can't open the lid and say, look, can you really see what's going on? Can you really see the problem, the reaction, and the solution that is all aimed in their favour, in the globalist favour? So they can put in more and more and more and more regulations, more and more and more control, that they control all your government, all your petrol, all your freaking electricity, everything you do, they control it. That's what they want. They are super freaking control freaks. They want to control the air you breathe, and they are doing. They want to control the water you drink, and they are doing. And they want to control every morsel of food that you eat. They want to control the thoughts in your mind. Let that one sink in for a moment. That's what the TV does. TV programs. It's pretty freaking self-explanatory. And we've fallen into this lovely spell, this lovely nice dream for them. And it's a spell. And it's a very hard spell to break. For the normies, little normies, thinking about everything. And yeah, like Lauren Keynes just said. And I've seen Nestle, the CEO of Nestle, say that water, clean water, is not a basic human right. Whereas clean, safe drinking water, everybody should have clean, safe drinking water. Yeah, and I think they're going to start clamping down on it. They're going to start clamping down on clean water. Over the next few years, they're going to... I've actually seen in China selling cans and bottles of clean air because of the dirty engines they create in their country and the thousands and thousands and thousands of people driving those dirty engines around the cities, polluting more and more and more. And the technology is there for a clean engine. The technology is there for an engine that is over 100 times the fuel efficiency of a current spray petrol injected engine. Yet they don't want you to have that. They want you to pay more tax. They want you to pay into electric cars. They want government subsidies on those. They want you to pay for the freaking solar panels, everything. As long as it's coming from the public pocket and not their own. Yeah, I'm not sure if they... Well, I went to Subways. And I got a Subway, and I got a bottle of water with it. Thinking, go on, I don't want the chemical pop. I'll have a bottle of water. I looked on the label of the bottle of water. Contains fluoride. I took a swig of it and I was like, luckily I'd swallowed because I would have spat it out all over the place. Like, but yeah, fluoride. Fluoride does not naturally occur in water. It has to be put there. And it's put there for a reason, to use the bad halogens to clog your brain. It clogs your brain. It makes you docile. It makes you stupid. It makes you domesticated. That's what it does. And it ruins the inside of your body, and it ruins your brain. And it's very, very difficult to get it out. Yeah, you can drink a load of distilled water. Yeah, you can use the good halogens. Yes. But it's going to take a long time. I don't know the exact scientific way and the exact scientific time to get it out, because it probably depends on the person and depends how fluorinated their brain is. Or if they've been doing it for a long, long time. It's a difficult cycle to get out of, because I don't know if I know there's that InfoWars Super Blue, but that's to be imported from America and costs an arm and a leg. There's coconut oil with bicarbonate of soda, of charcoal. You can make your own toothpaste. A lot of hassle. I'm not even sure if the Arm & Hammer still exists, or if Arm & Hammer's been fluorinated. I don't know. I've not seen it in the shops. I've not really been shopping recently. But yeah, something as simple as having to brush your teeth twice a day. That fluoride is getting absorbed through your gums. Or if you swallow it, look on the back of the packet. It says, do not swallow. Do not ingest this. It can kill you. Don't give to children under 6. It will fry their brains. Well, it doesn't say that, but yeah, that's what it does. It does say don't give to children. So why, if we don't give it to children, why should we use it as adults? What's the difference? Yeah, I know their brain is growing, and well, they shouldn't really drink fluorinated tap water then, should they? I'm not sure if they do it in the UK. I do know they use chlorine, which is another bad halogen. But if they've got up to using fluoride, then I have a water distiller. I distill 4 litres of water, and you can see the smeg dried onto the bottom of the boiling plate. You can see it's there. Fact. Now, if I got those chemicals there in a little bit of water and sent it to a lab and got it tested, God only knows what's there. I don't know, because I don't have access to a lab. I would be able to do the scientific tests on it, but I don't have access to the lab to do it. But I know that if things are left to the imagination, you always imagine the worst. But I can't. All I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt is that there is something in there. There's something in tap water, and it's not just nice minerals. And who do you think puts it there? How do you think it gets there? Because I'm supposed to pay for them to clean the water, to give me clean, safe drinking water. Not chlorinated, mind-numbing shite that I then have to distill myself to make my own clean, fresh drinking water, which I then store in glass. You've seen me chugging on my Tanqueray bottles, and if you can't trust you, that's what government's supposed to do, is it not? It's supposed to protect us. It's supposed to make sure that we have clean, safe drinking water. It's supposed to make sure that the big chemical companies, or the big pharmaceutical companies, and the big food companies aren't pumping our food full of shockingly bad chemicals and E numbers. They're supposed to be protecting us from this. not getting massive amounts of cash from these companies and going, yeah, symbols, symbols, everywhere, symbols. They symbolize. The symbols will be their downfall. Because how can you keep something secret, a secret society, when you're going freaking plastering the everywhere? When you've got your little stars on stage doing the little dances and freaking mind control, freaking lasers pointing at the freaking forks going, focus, obey. How can you keep it secret? And now with the magic of the internet, we can share it, we can talk to each other, I can make silly little videos like this. I won't say silly little video. I'm being silly on this one because I'm all by myself and I'm talking to myself and my fabulous guests. Well, my fabulous audience. I don't have any guests at the minute. So, yeah, I'm just gobbling on a bit. Yeah. It's a bit like my little trot around town with my camera on my YouTube channel. But I knew even then that they are just a distraction to take away our focus, to take away our eyes off the prize, off the top. Because as soon as you realise that it was them that brought them here, specifically to destabilise the country, specifically to fucking cause a war, you start to see who is at the top, making the puppets jiggle and wiggle, giving them the freaking scripts to read. And yeah, so I'm going to do this short. Hopefully other people will join in. If you're out there, you can join in. If you want to join in. Send us a comment saying that you want to join in, and I'll reply, and I'll give you the Discord server app. It might take me a little while because I've got to type it from one bit to another, but let's carry on. So, like I said, I don't want to call them their goal, because their goal is their goal. And if we keep calling them by their goal, it's putting that into our minds. They are the Illuminati. They are the top of the the pyramid. There might be something above them. We'll go into that in a different show. But they are the top of the pyramid. Then you've got all the little secret societies, all the other little steps, and all the other little bigger things, until you've got us at the bottom, which are debt slaves. The bits of dust on the chessboard that they want to wipe clear, so they can have a nice game of chess using all the little pieces. And if you think that you're on that chessboard, think again. You're not even a pawn. You're like me. The dust that needs to be cleared. Agenda 21. And yeah, so their goal is, like I said, one world government, one world army, one world bank, one world currency, one world religion, Luciferianism, and hopefully the rebirth of the Antichrist, the one person to rule the world completely, and in the darkness bind us. Ooh. So on the first one, let's see how far they've got in their little plan. One world government. So you got the Far East, mainly controlled and dominated by China. They control China. They run China. China was their... it's part of the plan to get all manufacturing done in China, because China was communism. China is already slaves. The Chinese people are already slaves. It's what they want. elites in their towers, no middle class, and slaves. That is China. That is globalism. That is what they want. Next, well, I don't know. You know, you've got David Icke who says the Hunger Games society. What do you think we're going on in North Korea? Hunting people. Pitching people against people. The old style of gladiators and stuff like that. I can bet my bottom dollar that the elites were there with their freaking popcorn going, nom, 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 nom. Look at those simple slaves beating the shit out of each other with sticks. Ha, how funny. Nom, 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 nom. Do you think that goes on in China? I wouldn't be surprised. Frick's sake, they steal people's kidneys in China. Organ harvesting. Government-sponsored organ harvesting for the elites because they want to smoke and drink and do whatever they want. Oh, my liver's got a bit bad now. In Chinese. Yeah, my liver's got a bit bad now. Go out, find a farmer, chop his liver out, bring it to me. There we go. Nicely fixed. Happy days. They've even got cows, body organs growing in cows, supposedly. You know? I say supposedly. But once you look into these people, once you look into their beliefs, once you look into the way that they act and the way they don't give a flying about life, suffering, they thrive off suffering. And I wouldn't put it past them in a heartbeat. They are not above torturing people for the fucking fun of it. It's a dark, dark rabbit hole. Very dark rabbit hole. And one I glimpsed down and thought, you know what? I don't want my imagination proving on that one. Because I can almost not bring myself to say it. Right, move on from that one. So yeah, China runs the Far East and is there and has been their base of operations in the Far East for a fucking long time. Why do you think they've been able to de-industrialize the West? Because they had China and they had their slaves in China. They can make you some little trinkets for a 50p. We still working? Yeah, thought we had a technical issue, but it's all good. Some little trinkets for 50p. That Chinese person is a slave to make the trinket for 50p. But because we in the West think we're almighty and all better than everybody else, which to some extent we are. Oh, but I'll probably get clobbered and you know, you're not supposed to say that. We're all equal. We're all born equal. No, we're not. No, we're not. IQ. 2 letters. We are not born equal. Right. So, yeah, that was a bit of China. China, run by the globalists in the Far East. Totally controls the Far East. And is one of the reasons, the main reason, that the West has been industrialised. Why we don't have any manufacturing jobs anymore. Why we can't build our own products. Because China can make them cheaper. Why we don't have steel foundries anymore. China makes it cheaper. Frick's sake, now it's got to a point where even the Chinese are having to come here to build our stuff. Because we've lost the way to build it. A Chinese nuclear power plant, so we're going to have to import all the Chinese people to come over here and build a second rate, not a first rate, not a British nuclear power plant, a second rate Chinese one, a cheapo, naffo Chinese one. Then we've got the Middle East. Who do you think controls the Middle East? The Saudis. The House of Saud. And who controls the House of Saud? Israel. Yeah! It's a mad one. Absolute mad one. The Zionists control the Wahhabists that control the Muslims and the Shiites and the Sunnis and it's still an utter freaking mess and shithole there with conflicting every corner of the Middle East. They can't live together. They go mental at each other. You know, you say something, you say Muhammad was a fucking paedophile, they go and want to chop your head off. It's now getting to the point where that's fucking same here in England. Yeah, but yeah. So they have the base of control in these areas in the Middle East. Yet the strings are still to be plucked, because that's, in my opinion, that's where they want to start the next war. Albert Pike said it. It's the war against terrorism. What cult promotes terrorism? Put two and two together. Yeah. So you've got fucking Turkey's Erdinger, or whatever his name is, calling for all Muslims to gang up and destroy Israel. Who do you think's got Israel's back? Who do you think's gonna win the war in the Middle East? Who do you think's selling them fucking weapons? To arm them so they can fight against each other and wipe everyone out there in the Middle East? Because of Agenda 21. Because they want the freaking World War III. So
it's part of their plan.
Yeah, part of the plan. I'm just running. All right, Neil. Yeah, so I'm just running through.
Right.
I'm just running through their plan. You know,
you've made a very good point on who is going to win. Well, ultimately, they think that the deep state
is going to win.
The global elites, the cabal, are going to win, but they really aren't. They really aren't going to win.
No.
Too many people are awake to their game. Too many people know what they're up to. They're, for years and years, I've seen it. They've played the Jews off against the Muslims off against the Jews against the Christians, the Christians against the Muslims, Muslims against Christians. They ultimately, all they want to do is just kill people because it just makes more money for them.
It makes more money for them. And it's easier to control people. And it makes easier to control. If you hate someone, I can control you because you hate that person. I can control your negativity. Your negativity will easily lead you open to control.
Also, naivety also will.
Well, it's a difficult one. Is naivety when you've got the channels in place that they have, all the media they control. So everything you see, almost everything you listen to, is their narrative. So if you get told that the sky's fucking red from the time you're a child all the way till you're an adult, and somebody tells you the sky's blue, you're willing to fight against that person to say, no, the sky's red.
I've got a really good way of putting what the cabal, deep state, elites, mainstream media, governments, them all, what they all do is they'll piss on your leg and they'll tell you it's raining.
Yep. Yeah.
That's exactly what they do.
Yeah, they piss on you from a very high height.
No, they'll piss on you. They'll piss on you standing over you. They don't care.
Yeah, yeah. They'll just they just piss on you. They just love it.
They're that blatant in what they're doing. They'll do it in front of your face, but still tell you it's raining. And guess what? People still believe them. It's unbelievable. Really. Do you know what? I've got a really good way of getting to people, and that's: have you ever thought that something in the world just isn't quite right.
That's a quote from the Matrix, isn't it?
And then just leave it there. Just leave it there. And they'll come back and they'll say, well, what do you mean? I'll say, and then just say, well, don't you just get the feeling that just like that there's lies, there's too many lies going about, and that just something's not quite adding up.
Yeah.
And that there's something happening that we're not being told.
Well put.
And people question that.
Yeah.
A couple of people have gone to the extent of, well, what do you think? So, and at this point, this is where you got to choose what information you give them.
Yeah, because you can't go straight up with lizard people there, can you?
No, and you can't even go into like
global warming because they've sucked line and sinker on that one.
Geoengineering, and we'll call it what it actually is, and it's a whole series of things. It isn't just spraying in our skies. It's the frequency systems set up called HARP.
Yeah, or Nazra or something like that. That's coming to replace HARP.
Yeah, well, they're just smaller and higher grades. Higher
output. Yeah, higher output antennas.
And that they can put a higher output.
But no, and they're smaller, so they can put them in towns all over the freaking UK if they wanted to.
That's correct. Yeah, and it's not even just the creating of clouds that they do, where they have a machine that creates a cloud. And if you look at Top Gear,
you see it.
Jeremy Clarkson, he went over to America, went to NASA, and they showed him the cloud they produced. They done it in front of them. So it's factual what they are doing. And he said, wow, look at that cloud. He made it sound marvellous.
And I've been told that there's...
Even when that first came out, I instantly went, no, that's not good.
No. I've been told that there's, 3, 4, even up to... there's a certain amount of them on the coast of Africa. Where do all the American hurricanes originate?
Are you on
coast of Africa?
Are you on about the HARP systems?
Well, there's a HARP system there to help guide these hurricanes, but there's also the cloud machines that boil water at a huge amount and then build the clouds to put them up in the atmosphere. And then the HARP goes...
They also use liquid nitrogen. They use a lot of liquid nitrogen in what they do as well.
Well, I think I'm going to have a dedicated show to geoengineering, weather wars, and things like that a bit later on in the week. Hopefully, get a special guest and hopefully really dig into this subject, because it is the subject that people don't believe, but I believe it is one of the biggest.
It's one of the simplest, if all honesty, because the easiest thing is that an ex-CIA director, Steve Bannon, he, at a Council on Foreign Relations seminar, he openly said what fantastic work is doing within the geoengineering. That's paraphrasing, but that's the essence of what he said. Ionosphere
metal dispersal or something like that. Dispersing of metals in the ionosphere to reflect the bad sunshine. To combat global warming.
It's SAI program. It's
acronym.
Stratospheric aerosol injection. That's what they do. They do it at multi altitudes as well. It's not just at one; it's multi altitudes. They're unmarked. Unmarked. Bands doing this.
Like I said, Neo, we're going to do a full show dedicated to this. So we're digging a bit too deep into this one yet.
So it's hard to get people on once you've got them on that point of like asking them whether it's not quite right.
It opens the mind.
It's hard to choose.
It opens the mind, and once we've got an open mind, it can be easily closed. with something that's too...
but this is what I'm saying. So when you get to that point of, like, when they're questioning you and you come to give an open subject, I think you've got to choose on that person.
Yeah. Well, you can't talk, you can't say to a Muslim about the invasion. Yeah, it's not a good subject to touch with them, is it?
Well, you know, I've openly spoke to Muslims about it.
Yeah, but
I said that I don't agree with Sharia within this country. If you want to practice the full Islamic scriptures, then you'd have to leave and go to an Islamic state. And they was like, why? I was like, because it's against our constitution. And 2, it's barbaric. I was like, do you believe in throwing gay people off of a roof? I was like, do you believe stoning a woman for adultery when she's been raped because it hasn't been witnessed by 5 men? Well, guess what? Probably 5 or more men actually raped her.
Yeah. But
so
you're glossing over something. You're glossing over something, and that is the foundation of Islam. Submit. You either submit to the will of Allah, which is world domination through Sharia,
or the kuffar die.
Or the kuffar die.
Or the kuffar, or the kafir.
Or you pay your tax. Or, you know, if we're feeling nice and we're feeling happy, we'll kill you. If you piss us off, we'll kill you. But in the meantime, pay your tax. Demi to us.
And isn't it funny how...
let's leave Islam. Don't like that one. Pisses me off.
Well, I'm
gonna go mental at it.
2 seconds, Dave.
Yeah, go on.
You got to take your emotion out of this. Got to stop bringing your emotion into it. I think this is the reason why I get through to so many people, because I don't put my emotion into it, because I know what's going on. I can make a rational decision without being emotional, because you can say when you let your emotions get into anything, you can say something you don't want to say, mean to say, or should say.
And it's not the words you say, it's the way you say them. And if you can say them with a cool, diplomatic attitude and a cool, precise manner,
if you put them in, you can use.
You can beat them with just simply asking them questions. You can beat them with simply asking them questions.
The words of a sentence that you would say when you're in an emotional state. You can use all of those words, but rejig them. Say them in a different way, and has exactly the same meaning. It just comes across a completely different way, and people cannot
argue against it. They can't
rebut you.
They will
rebut you, which is the problem people have with Tommy Robinson, because he's reconstructed the way that he does things now. He's reconstructed these sentences, and he's taken his emotions out, and he also does it in a calmer, more open, and more calmly manner. Like people say to me,
I think
because of some of the information. When I talk to some people and we're talking about, say, a specific subject, and I'm just blasé about it, like I'm so cool, casual, doesn't really matter. Like it's like I'm just speaking to, like I'm talking to one of yous, right? Just having a casual conversation, another awake person, and I'm speaking to a normie, and they're like, "Oh, Glenn, you're so casual. It's hard not to believe you, right? Because 1, you're so casual about it. 2, you're so factual and detailed about what it is and how you connect people together and things together. It's hard to not believe you, but it's just a lot to take in." And I said, I agree. And I said, you don't have to believe everything that I say. But what I would advise you to do is go and use your own initiative and just research things for yourself. And if you want direction, I can help you in what I found. But you might ultimately find something that I didn't, which would be quite cool, because then we can have another conversation and we can start connecting different dots. And then things get a little bit easier, and we can start bringing other people into it, which is what we're doing here. So people, please contribute as much as you want, as much as you can. Because this is the age where we all have to come together with information and bring down this deep state, global cabal, Illuminati, Committee of 300, Bilderbergers, all the 75,000 societies with secrets or secret societies, and let's get them all out into the open. Let's expose every single one of them. Let's have an actual society with transparency. We don't mind being governed, right, by consent.
Yeah.
As long as there is transparency.
Yeah.
As long as
and
there
accountability.
Is transparency and no biasness in our media. So it's actual journalism, real journal. The beauty of this civilization, of this individual media, so stuff that we come out with. If we had a TV show and we had the ways and means of being able to get all the information that we have out and get it to people, it'd be a lot better. But we are, as others, say Ollie. Ollie's a great example on the Daily Brexit. Everyone tune in, Daily Brexit, tomorrow, 6 o'clock. Yes, down with the Daily Chaos. But yeah, it's actual journalism. And you know what? In this day and age, we even have a bit of comedy in it because we can scrutinise and laugh about this fake stream media that's about at the moment from the mainstream.
It's because if we don't laugh at it, all we can do is cry.
But it is comical.
Yeah.
Do you not sit? I've on the news.
Oh, I don't.
For the first time in ages, I turned on my TV to watch the news. And do you know what? I just laughed the whole way through it because it was appalling. It was appalling.
Oh, I got to the point where I was shouting at the telly that you're lying. It's all bullshit. Why? Look, yeah, I've got a beautiful, huge 49-inch 4K TV, and I don't fucking use it. I don't watch TV on it. That's it. I play a bit of PS4, and that's it. It's madness.
I don't use my PS, my surround sound system, my TV. The only thing I use is my phone and my laptop. I'm literally just a moron with a laptop now. That's heading for office.
Well, the problem is you're not lined in. You're running off Wi-Fi, and you're running off mobile phone signals. And you're getting a nice dose of cancer there.
I can't stop it, mate.
No, we can't. We have to fight this battle. We have to fight it.
That's it. And I'll just fight it. Yeah. That's it.
And if I have to die fighting the cause, I'll die fighting the cause. At least I'll die.
I will die standing on my feet than... I would rather die standing on my feet than live on my knees.
Give me liberty or give me death. Freedom. Freedom all the way.
Freedom, liberties, and the right to pursuit of happiness without harm.
And a lot of normies think that we are free. Think because they can, do certain things and, they're allowed to do stuff that they are free. But they're, like you said, they're only looking at the world from 100 feet. But as you start getting higher and higher, and you start looking and seeing the entire context, you'll see that this is just a big ass prison with guards making sure that you say the right thing, think the right thing, and do the right thing.
It's not even that. Do you know what the funny thing about it is? We actually pay to imprison ourselves, and people have imprisoned themselves within their own minds with this materialistic world.
Oh, gimme. Selfish. I want it now.
Like, look at that. Selfish. Right? Selfie.
Oh, selfies. Oh, look at me with my little paws.
Selfish. Look, there you go.
Yeah.
Goes 1 and 2, doesn't it?
Oh, look at me. Look at where I am. Look at me stood next to this fancy car. Look at the food I'm about to eat. I. Me. Look at what I'm doing. pay attention to me, and I'll make you my own little TV show, which is kind of narcissistic anyway. But
it's not.
I'm
not
doing it for the greater
the way
good.
it's meant to be. Yeah, and it's not the way like how we originally wanted to set it up. But
No,
unfortunately, we don't. We're not Soros funded.
No,
we make do with what we have.
Yeah,
I have invested in something that will hopefully work. Fingers crossed on that.
hopefully you might be able to take over a few of the live shows and carry on. Yeah, hopefully.
It means that we can put out information and do the same kind of thing as Ollie.
Yeah. Well, I've tried to get this OBS studio, but my laptop can't hack it.
Yeah.
Can't hack it. My laptop goes, no, that's too complicated for me. So I've got the classic, and it's like trying to figure that out, and I'm like, tricky. Yeah, and then no, because then I'd have to do a live broadcast to test it to see whether it's working. And I can live broadcast out to YouTube and other platforms, but not Facebook Live. So
why not Facebook?
I don't know.
I've got the plugin.
Yeah, it doesn't want the plugin, so it's not already there. So I'm gonna have to somehow get it from somewhere else as well. So it's like, oh, okay, yeah. I didn't smash my laptop, but I wanted to. Yeah. So, yeah. Well, what I was doing with the show was going through the plan, their plan, and how far they are along the way of their plan of one world, everything.
Yep.
Well, I literally just got to one world government. I was going around, just on the Middle East and how they truly control the Middle East. And they're just fighting against each other just for the heck of it to kill people. Get the shits and giggles somewhere, don't they? Africa. I said Africa's a bit of a shithole. Well, no, I'm going to.
It's gone now.
No. Africa's a shithole. They just want to kill everybody. They want to kill all the Africans so they can get the robots in to mine all the nice minerals.
Diamonds, gold, and minerals.
Yeah. They don't need the Africans to do it. They need their robots to do it. So they'll just, wipe it off the face of the planet. Well, they've already tried it a few times with bioweapons. They've already tried it a few times, haven't they? To kill off all the Africans with bioweapons. Was AIDS one of them? Who knows? But
certainly was.
Doesn't a certain company own the patent for AIDS?
Oh yes, it does Big Pharma, doesn't it?
Yes.
Big Pharma.
Yes, yeah.
Big Pharma.
So and then you've got
Big Pharma.
Then you've got North Africa that is run by Muslims now because of the Arab Spring. So
planned as well.
Planned to invade Europe. That's their invasion corridor.
They took them from the Middle East and in the Arabian Peninsula, put them across into North Africa, slowly and surely. And guess what? They was having 8 to 15 children. So obviously some were dying, and probably some were stolen from crazy witch doctors out there or whatever. They did their black magic voodoo dada. Yeah. Sorry, I don't mean to mock or anything, but I just don't 100%. I don't actually want to know, but like, it's sick enough knowing what is happening in the deep state, let alone what lonely African, or whether they are African or not, of another nation.
You've got two Africans. You've got North Africans and then Sub-Saharan Africans. Different.
But I'm saying that there's crazy people out there that are doing crazy shit that needs to be stopped. Ultimately, right? They've been fed a false narrative from a very long time. Probably, do you know what? Mohammed probably sent one of his family members, or one of Mohammed's family members probably went over there and radicalized loads of people. It wouldn't surprise me. He wanted to invade everywhere, mainly Israel. because he didn't like the Jews or Christians.
Yeah, because they doubted him.
And that was all Muhammad was. He was an actual, just a soldier, right?
He was a warlord.
He was
wasn't a soldier.
Yeah, a warlord.
He was a warlord.
Yeah, he was originally just a normal soldier, and then he went off and done his own crazy shit because he was schizophrenic. No one liked him. Literally no one. Wherever he went, everyone told him to F off and get away from him. So he decided to get people and kill them. And,
he got very vengeful.
And raped and pillaged people across the way. But yeah, he just wanted to transform everyone into this Mohammedanism.
Yeah. Follow me, do as I say, do as I believe, or we'll kill you.
And then you got on the other half, the bloody Zionist Jews doing exactly the same on the other half. And, poor Christians are having to fight the battles to keep themselves safe. They don't even want to fight, they just have to.
Yeah. That's it. And it's full
all
of truth
Jesus
nowadays.
wanted to do was tell people there's more to life than materialistic things, right? That is Jesus Christ's
main remit.
Message.
Main remit.
He wanted to tell everyone, be spiritual, be one, and Father will be. Father is not of this earth, meaning it's of the spiritual plane. That's the only other plane it can be. There's only the material world and the spiritual world, right? They're the only two worlds that exist in our reality, okay? I'll put that there. In our reality or our dimension, the only things that exist is material and spiritual.
No, these are the things that, whoa. These are the only aspects that we can perceive. There could be more. There could be more.
Yeah, but that's what I was saying, in this dimension. Because we can only perceive things in this dimension.
Can you see the wind? You know what it is, you know that it's there, but you
can't see it, right?
You can't see it though. So there can all be other things that you cannot see. There could be other aspects to the spiritual realm. And yeah, but
the only things
we can't say anything for sure. Let's just say that we can't say nothing for sure because there's things we cannot perceive. There's things our tiny brains don't know.
But that's what I'm saying. So the only things we can perceive, right, or we have the ability to, because we've been so dumbed down, is the material and spiritual.
Yeah.
As a consciousness and as a...
Things are things, thoughts are thoughts. Simple.
Yes.
Simple.
So, and he wanted to get everyone away from the big TV. They didn't have big TV. Well, they might have, don't know. But the big TVs, the fancy clothes, the jewellery, the fancy shoes, and the fancy house, and say, you can be happy. You don't need all of these things. Be happy, being free, and being spiritual. And it got people going. It got people free. They was free from being tied down to the material world. Because there is much more out there than just material things.
Well, you see, this is the difference. Jesus taught to the meek.
The Buddhist monks.
Jesus taught to the meek, the peasants, the poor. That's who Jesus spoke to. That's what Jesus was all about. Whereas a lot of the others, or the other, only spoke to the rich and the powerful.
Mm-hmm.
So you do the maths.
And it's actually a pontiff. Is that how you say? Pontiff. The original popes in the Roman times, before they had the Roman Catholic Church.
Before they went and fudged it all up.
Yeah, is it the Pontiff that it was called?
I don't know. Religion's not my strong suit.
Yeah, but I'm just. This is what I mean. You've got to take your emotions out.
Well, I'm not emotional about religion.
The pontifact. That's it. The pontifact of the Romans at that time. I can't remember his name, but he ordered the killing of Jesus. He ordered it. He said to the Romans, "Go and kill him, because he's ruining what we're doing."
Yeah. Yeah.
Jesus should have stayed in England. He should have come back to England after his travels with Mary, and he shouldn't have gone to Arabian Peninsula. I know he loved his homeland.
Well,
I know he did, but he knew what was going to happen. He knew it.
He saw that that was the seat of religion.
Do you know what? And do you know what? He did sacrifice himself for us. He actually did. This is the thing that, like, the actual factual evidence. He did give his life for us because he went to go back to his home and set people free from being pillaged and trapped and oppressed, and he was killed for it. So he did get killed for humanity to set them free. The wrong story, wrong perception, the wrong idea of the whole thing.
It's all been manipulated. It's all been manipulated by the elites to form a way of control, to form a way of turning people against each other. So
people do not realise how far the Rothchilds, Rothchilds, go back.
The Rothchilds. Oh, yeah.
Go back a very, very long way.
Where do you think Freemasonry comes from? I think Freemasonry and the Illuminati came from a very long time ago. I think it might have even walked out of Egypt with the Jews.
They take a lot of doctrines from past scriptures and put it into their own doctrines.
Well, they take what's good. They take what's useful.
It was the Illuminati, the original Rothschilds, that set up what is now known as Freemasonry. There are original Freemasonry was good people. They would get together and say there was a church of a community. There'd be a certain rich people, and there were Masons, actual Masons like stoneworkers, and they created a Freemason society. That if there was a church,
it was a guild
building that roof that needed redoing, they'd go over at night and redo it, and people wouldn't know, or they'd make a donation to get things done to help the community and stuff like that. Then it was hijacked by the Illuminati.
The reason for Freemasonry and its actual beginnings was because these people realised that the Masons and Masonry lived longer than man. So he who builds and makes the things can somewhat control scripture and somewhat control the mentality of people.
Very good with numbers and very good with symbols, aren't they?
Well, you'd have to be extremely intelligent. You would have to have a higher IQ than the people around you to build these buildings.
So they hijacked it, and then they overran it. The Scottish Rite Freemasonry then boomed because it had injection of money. It then went over to the Americas, and there was loads of people that opposed this new Freemasonry. But ultimately, they do what they do all the time.
Control the narrative.
People and squash them, or
control the narrative.
Join, or you die.
They
control things.
Yeah, get everybody to think how you think. Tell the story how you want it to be told. And all it takes is, 3 generations? 3 generations and your story becomes fact.
It took them
fact.
It took them a few tries before they hijacked or infiltrated Freemasonry. They tried several times to do their narrative of taking over and dictating and causing all sorts of atrocities. They tried many times before they hijacked Freemasonry.
Causing chaos and getting order from that chaos.
This is where people are lost in what's going on, because they're like, but no, Freemasons all right. Their original story, they went round and helped people. Yeah, you're right. That was the original.
The lower levels.
Freemasons.
No.
No, not even the no. That was the original Freemasonry. And before it got infiltrated and hijacked by...
when they started to make the 33 degrees. Once they started to make the 33 degrees and the higher echelons of the Freemasonry...
No, because Freemasonry didn't have any degrees when it first started. It had nothing.
It was a guild.
People that got together to do it for others. And now, since it got hijacked, it was, we'll keep certain people in the know-how down here doing this, and this is what they do. But everyone knows what's going on at the top.
Yeah.
Is what's going down at the bottom. Okay? That's exactly how it is. It's in society, in any society, secret or not so secret. So but yeah, and everything. Our words have been hijacked.
Yep.
They've hijacked our words. They hijacked prejudice and changed it to racism.
Yep.
And now they're going using racism for bloody
anything.
Ideas, literally ideas, like an ideology. There's an idea, right?
1984 Newspeak. That's what it is. That's what political correctness is. That's what this whole thing is heading towards, where there's a new way of speaking. You can't say this and you can't say that. So, well, if you can't say this and you can't say that, those things and those words aren't taught to the next generation.
So, do you want
so
to
the next generation has a... Go ahead.
So, this is 21 goals of the Illuminati and the Committee of 300 by Dr. John Coleman.
Oh, I thought you were going to say
1993. Okay.
Well,
I'll just read a couple of them out. Yeah.
Well, this is what I was doing. Yeah. We've been on this little path, but we're going off over there, and we're going off over there, and But yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So number 1. To establish a one world government, new world order with a unified church and military system under their direction.
Yep, that's what we were going through.
The one world government began to set up its church in the 1920s and 30s, for they realised they need for a religious belief inherent in mankind must have an outlet, and therefore set up a church in
they want to control the spiritual realm as well,
in the direction they design.
Yeah, they want to control the spiritual realm as well as the material realm.
So that was to control the material and spiritual world, and to create a one world monetary system. Okay, so going on to number 2, to bring about utter destruction of all national identity and national pride, which was a primary consideration if the concept of a one world government was to work. So we'll dive into this a little quickly, right? And we'll dive quite quickly off it because it's not a subject you can emotionally detach from. We see our national sovereignty and identity being wiped out by whom? Islam. And Jews, if I'm honest.
Well, the Jews
have been in this country for a very long time and worm their way around culture. They're very smart, are those Jews?
Yes.
And that's why we call them the smarts.
And the very patient.
Unfortunately, Islam, who adhere to the doctrine,
prescribed.
What do you call it?
Prescribed to them by the Jew.
Prescribed, yeah. Or they're the barbaric versions of the Jews. So, number 3, to engineer and bring about the destruction of religion, and more especially the Christian religion, with the one expectation, their own creation, as mentioned above. So, a one world unified church.
Yep.
Yeah, but obviously, it's going to be the Church of Satan.
And it would have the Antichrist controlling at the very top, the one person.
Yes. Number 4, to establish the ability to control of each and every person through means of mind control with what Zygmunt Brzezinski called technoronics.
Technocrats.
Technotronics, which would create human-like robots and a system of terror which would make Felix Deminsky Red Terror look like children at play. Wow, doesn't sound great.
Yeah.
And you can see it.
Oh, well,
they're doing it to people. Look at the Middle East. Look at Africa. Look at it all. Look across the whole world. It's happening.
When you're scared to speak, when you can't, you're scared to speak out. They're controlling your thoughts.
It's not even being scared, right, to speak. People are scared to walk out their bloody door. When you can't even walk out your door, there's no need for speech. You're lost. You're gone.
Yeah.
And that's the sad, horrible thing about it. Look what happened last night. A young girl with a whole life ahead of her was shot dead in London. And then a couple of miles down the road, two young lads shot. One shot, one stabbed. It's insane.
Yeah. It's to instill terror. The war against terror is not a war against terror. It's a war to instill terror.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I honestly can't take this whole narrative. This is the one reason why I'm pushing to go where I'm going.
Well, if we don't fight against it in every way we can, it will win.
June the 23rd, it's going to be
massive.
A brilliant day. Massive day. It's going to be amazing in the sense of the amount of people, but you know what?
It's going to be amazing that our children will be taught about the 23rd of June.
Yeah, but it's not even just that.
It will go down in history.
That is if everyone joins as one group, because everyone's fractured at the minute and everyone's joining their own and doing their own thing. And we all need to be as one.
Yeah, I keep saying that everybody's getting consumed by the secondary issues. They're all focusing on the one secondary issue or the secondary issues. Whereas,
and I'm saying that for near enough every group. There are a number of groups that are actually as one, literally as one group. Obviously, they are their own separate groups, but ultimately these groups are coming together as one.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of fractured communities that are going off and doing their own and organising their own thing.
And don't get us wrong, we're not knocking these individual groups.
No, we're not. But what we really want is you to come together with this big group.
Yeah,
everyone knows who it is, and everyone knows who they are and what they're doing. They were the first ones to advertise it. They were the first ones to go about it. And there's a lot of people out there that are with this, and I'll put the link into the description.
Yeah, because this is a time of unification. We need to unite. We need to all get together, put our differences aside, and say, look, this is what's fucking truly wrong. Let's deal with it. Let's all get together and let's all deal with it together. We can sort out the fallout afterwards, but unless we take the head off the beast, we're fighting a losing battle. You can fight against the many arms of the beast, and it will grow more arms. Until you take off its head, it will never die. Yeah. So back to the issue of the plan of this beast. Back to the issue of the one world and the one governance.
Do you know what? I've tried to think where they're going to have their little sanctuary city or whatever it will be.
Well, they're going to start with their underground bunkers. They're going to all disappear underground and hide away.
That's if they nuclearize.
Nope. No. There's two ways. They can nuclearize, or they can kill the economy. They can kill the economy. Soon as the money becomes useless and has no value whatsoever, the people will turn against each other whilst they hide underground. And then once everybody's done killing everybody else, or there's a significant amount of the population disappeared, they'll come back out and rule. And I think that is their main plan. That is their true plan, is to crash the economy and watch us all fight amongst each other from their little underground bunkers.
Wouldn't surprise me. They've got all the surveillance they need to watch it.
To monitor us, yeah. And to sit back and eat the popcorn.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, that was where we were going with this. Because, well, we started on the one world governance, and they have the governance in the Far East, they have the governance in the Middle East, they have the governance of Europe, they had they still got the deep state in America. All of it's controlled. And I see that South America is their testing ground. Look at Venezuela. They on purposely crashed their economy there to test and to see what would happen when money becomes useless in the modern society. And how long did it take for utter chaos to engulf that country? And now they're sitting back and they're thinking, right, how come we're going to come in, we're going to take control, and we're going to organise the chaos. Nope. Oh, technical issues. Have I been kicked off the set? What? Sorry about that. Can you speak, Glenn?
Yeah.
Sorry, we had technical difficulties.
Oh, no worries.
Yeah.
Yeah, so carry on.
So they have the control over the individual areas of the world, and then they have their umbrella, NATO, the UN, that controls all of the lower governance. So they have their one world governance there in the shadows, ready to be unveiled once their plans have started to mature a bit further. So with NATO, they sanction countries that don't behave. They destabilise these countries that don't behave. They're willing to commit genocide in the countries that don't behave. Look at Iraq. How many people there got killed because Saddam Hussein didn't want to conform to the one world governance? they then control the rebuilding of these nations. So they then control all the infrastructure, all the education system, and teach them exactly how they want them to be. So they also and ultimately control
the narrative of everything, don't they?
Yeah.
Literally.
So,
and control everywhere.
So that is their one world governance. And to back it up...
Yeah, they already have it kind of really, don't they?
Yeah.
Technically, in one sort of way.
Yeah, that's the plan is already in place. That's what I was trying to hit at with this episode, is that they're...
All they have to do is literally kill the rest of the people that are there.
Yeah.
That are opposing them. And that's it. They're done.
Yeah.
And like, their city, we've looked at Astana. Obviously, that's a purposely built city. But are there other places? There's got to be other places that they could go or have. Like, look at all these high-tech cities there already are.
Yeah.
China. Korea.
Yep, controlled by their elite bubble.
Look how heavily hit China is with smog and chemtrail, geoengineering. Look how heavy they're hit, right?
Mm.
Can you imagine if they just sprayed in a little bit of just something, a little bit of something, every now and again? You'd see people dropping off and dying.
Yeah. Yeah. And all they need is the nice right air filters in their underground bunkers, and they'll survive. Now, and then we can move on, because we were talking about the UN and NATO. That is their one world army.
Yes.
Because they want a one world army. That's already there. It's already in place. And it is controlled by the Illuminati. It is controlled by them. Now,
the UN and NATO definitely are, yes.
Yes. Now, even with PESCO, they've got an extra arm.
I was going to say, that's just an arm of it, and that's been going on a very, very long time.
Yeah.
They just haven't had everything set out in
They've not been
legislation. They haven't signed off full legislation to get everyone as a unification just yet, which is PESCO.
Yeah, but the plan's already in place. It is there. It's right. It's there. In not in plain sight, but still there in the shadow.
Because there've been other police forces have been in other countries, and other armies have been in other countries.
How many Spanish people do you think were in the police force in Catalonia when they were battering old women?
But wasn't there? They're the main Spanish police, and they shouldn't, because it's a different state, isn't it? Kind of. But they had French forces go in as well, didn't they?
Fucking Mossad were there.
Mossad are everywhere.
Yeah.
This is another problem. Mossad is a problem in its own that causes far too many problems.
Yeah.
Mossad needs to go. Mossad needs to go.
But
do you know what?
That's another arm of the Illuminati.
Yeah, it is, yeah. I honestly think that all of these security services should go, and it should just be a military complex that is run by it. So they all take an oath to, whether it's here, the Crown, the Crown.
There's another arm of the Illuminati.
Well, the Crown isn't.
Yeah, it is.
The Queen's. The person. Well, the Crown really isn't. The Crown's just do you know what? It's not even a nice ornament. It's just a bloody ornament, right? That once every now and again, some silly daft woman puts it on her head, sits in a carriage that's the most uncomfortable thing you could ever think of, right? And go scrolling down the road.
For us all to wave our flags at and say, yay! You're controlling us! Yay!
But to take an oath to protect
the people. The people against foreign and domestic enemies. Yeah. Simple as that, right? And guess what? I mean, there'll be no espionage bloody things needed or anything. Well, to be honest with you, if we get rid of the Illuminati,
out of line, wait there, and if anyone is out of line, like in the military, guess what? They get military tribunal. They get held accountable. Simple as. It's just simple as that. So here we'd have a monarchy, and then we'd have the government, and then we'd actually have the monarchy, then the military, then government governing, and then us, the people, right, living nice, prosperous lives, right, without our own government and secret agencies, or intelligence agencies, because they're not military.
No, they're not anymore.
Intelligent agencies imposing our way of life, for their own will of, again, the Illuminati, the global cabal, deep state.
Well, like I said, if we get rid of the Illuminati, the warmongers, the people who create the wars,
it's not.
Do you think there will be still wars?
The Illuminati are only a small aspect of it now that are paying for it. They've set out all the structure.
Yeah.
Now they've got minions doing their work, and these are the people we've got to bring down. The minions before we get to the head of the snake. We have to get rid of these minions because can't just get the head off this. We can't just go for the head of the snake, right? Because all the other minions are still going to carry on the work. They've got the money. They're still doing it. So you've got to, like Trump's doing. He's not just getting the big people. He's getting even the small fry too. He's like, if I'm going to get you, I'm going to get you all.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
It's got to be a massive purge.
We need to get every single one of them from the floor to the sky.
Yeah.
Every single one of them.
Because agreed.
They've been doing far too much for far too.
And they think they're invincible.
Stupidly, we've proven that right for a very long time.
Yeah. Well, everything's been going in their favour. Everything
like we said,
has gone in their favour.
Or I can't remember if we've spoken about it. But if aliens did come to our planet, right, no reason why they fuck off so quick is because they look and go, fuck me, they're stupid.
Yeah.
And then just leave us. And I wouldn't disagree.
Are they worth saving?
They're
not worth saving.
Saying I'm not like the rest of them. I really am. I'm not like the rest of them. If you want to come and visit me, I'm happy for a conversation. Like I won't oppose an alien coming to speak to me, as long as they're not going to try and kill me or anything. Like let's just have a good, honest conversation. Let's sort this out.
I want to learn the truth.
No, it's not even just like learning the truth. I want to learn the truth while getting it all done.
Yeah. But it's, yeah, like you said, the aliens were just like, they're not worth saving. It's not worth it. They're too stupid. No. Yeah. So let's move on to the next part of the plan, which is the One World Bank, which they already have. The International Monetary Fund.
Well, I'm just going to answer Lauren Kane's question. Lauren's the event is just above her comment. She's asked, do you think that POTUS is going to make a difference? POTUS being President of the United States, for anyone that isn't 100% sure who that is. Yes, I think he's already made a difference. In the human trafficking alone, he's made a difference. I think he's arrested more paedophiles in his first couple of months of being president than Obama did in his first whole term. He's cutting edge way. There is now over 25,000 sealed indictments. Now that could be a lot small fry, which I think it is. A lot will be small fry, but there'll be a lot of big fry in there too. We've seen the likes of Bannon go. We've seen
CEOs
and the fake dossier and that scandal that's come out to be a bunch of lies. Next to come out, I think it's probably going to be Uranium One, and I think that's going to be a big drop, because implicated on that is Obama with the Clinton Foundation, as well as our services over here, as well as other services. Whether we was playing along to get this through, or whether another agency was playing the game to get it through, but we know that the Clinton and Obama were working together to get the technology over to Russia.
Yeah.
And Russia, let's going to be honest, Russia's quite an innocent party in all of this, in my kind of eyes. They knew what was going on, right, what they were doing, but ultimately they was like, do you know what?
Let's take advantage of it.
Of course I'm going to buy it.
Yeah.
It'd be stupid not to.
Let's take advantage.
Let's be honest. He's done the right thing, right? Because at least it's out of Clinton and Obama's hands and deep state's hands.
Yeah. Yeah.
Quite frankly, well, this is how I see it. Other people could see it differently, because other people might not like Putin or see Putin in that sort of light. And I'm not even putting my view on Putin being good or bad. I'm just saying, anyone would buy that or take that deal. It was Obama and Clinton that ripped off America on that.
Yeah.
They were selling America out.
Well, everybody's been taking advantage of America, because America's been for a very long time. Yeah, systematically sold out every single time, on every single trade deal, on every single treaty.
I was going to say, look at the treaty they've got, or the trade deal they've got with Mexico, with Europe,
China,
the European Union, because they don't represent us, and I would feel that a lot of people in a lot of other nations within the European continent feel exactly the same way.
Yeah.
They're just not being given the voice, unfortunately. Maybe we can be the start of their voice. I'll be happy to help in any way I can in that. But people got to know that this country needs sorting first, and this is my priority. As Trump's is America's.
Yeah. Well,
America's Trump's priority. And I agree. People have said, oh, Trump's the most powerful man in the world now. He should be sorting out all of this, all of that. I'm like, hang on. Trump's one man, and he's got to sort out his own country first, right? I was like, are you going to go around and clean your whole street's houses before you clean your own? I was like, no. I was like, you're going to clean your own house first? I was like, yeah. I was like, and then you're going to lock the door when you've left? And I was like, yeah. I was like, now you know what Trump's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. They look at me and they're like, I was like, it's the easiest way. I was like, do you know what we do? I was like, we go out, leave our front doors open, our windows open, right? Free for anyone to come in, right? And we go and help out and clean everyone else's house and give them all their money. Give all of our money to them. And we come home, we've been completely ransacked. Someone probably died on his sofa. You've got no, if you have a sofa, no TV, nothing. You've been robbed from top to bottom. And you wondered what went on. Well, I'll tell you what happened. You didn't tidy your house. And when you left your house to go and help someone else, you didn't lock everything up after yourself.
Left your door wide
that's
open.
The problem.
Yeah. Like I was just about to say, Trump is busy putting the dominoes in a row. Because you've got to put all the dominoes in a row before you knock them over. Because if you leave a gap, it's going to stop. If you've got them all in order, in the right pretty pattern, knock them over, all of them will fall simultaneously. One after the other, after the other, after the other, after the other. And he's got to make sure that he's got all the dominoes in the right order and all nicely stood in a line. before he knocks them over. But, like we said, there's a lot of dominoes. A fucking load of dominoes. And by knocking these dominoes over, it could ultimately play into the globalist hands by crashing the economy, by crashing the world. And that chaos...
It's not even that. But if there's one thing out of place, or one tie or string not cut, it'll ruin the whole plan. Literally the whole lot.
And it'll like a phoenix from the flame, reborn, more powerful than before.
Yeah. And yeah, ultimately, what you said about Trump, he's cutting ties, and he's telling people, the people that haven't really. Do you know the low end people that we're talking about, like the very ones at the bottom that are being used,
the minions,
don't actually know what's going on. They're just being used and going around going, hey, most like the sheep all around the street, but they just get paid a little bit more for doing so, which is actually quite true. So yeah, Trump's saying to these people, right, if you've done anything, just let us know, right? You'll be cool, right? And we'll get something sorted, right? And they'll probably say it to a few people. Anyone who's done human rights abuse, they've probably got 0 to no chance.
No.
Corruption depends on the level of corruption. If they've taken like a couple of $100,000 for themselves to slide through a vote or legislation or something like that, he'll flip them and he'll just say, well, I'll let you scot-free, or you'll have to pay that money back, or you go to prison. No, you pay the money back and speak up, or you go to prison.
You will be punished.
Yeah, either way, you're
either
going to tell the truth and you're going to be punished in a manner, and you won't be able to stand for any seat within government of any sort, and stuff like that. Because you kind of got to be realistic that not everyone has done what everyone else has done, and not everyone is completely aware of what's going on. They've just been paid $100,000 to slide a vote. It's like, okay, all right. And all they are backseat office people or backbencher that don't really do nothing. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
There's different levels of the corruption.
Yeah.
And each different level
there'll be
has to
different levels of punishments.
Yeah.
And you know what? There's been a lot of talk of, what happens if Trump flips on us or Trump gets assassinated? I was like, ultimately, Trump's just a figurehead.
Yeah, the movement's bigger than him.
This is why he says we, you, us. Never says I, me. He always uses plural. And he makes sure of that. Even when he goes, we've made the economy better. Not, I've made the economy better. And he goes, we've made tax cuts. We've made tax cuts. Well, ultimately, it was his idea. And he signed the paper. But it wasn't just him. He just authorised it.
Yeah, the other people have got to put the things in place. You know, he is a team player. He is a team player, and he's got to have the right team around him.
Yeah, exactly. He'd rather bowl for a team than bat for a team.
Yeah,
he's done batting through his life, getting to where he is, and now he wants to bowl. He wants to be the one to throw it at people and put it out there.
Well, I see him more as the team coach.
Trump, we've got the information. We've got the people together. We can do this ourselves. We can do our own what do you call it? Court hearings and subpoenas and stuff like that. We have that authority. We can get them in court. We just have to get together, get the evidence, and get it done.
Yeah.
And and get the right people into office.
We need to put our dominoes in a row, because President Trump can put his dominoes in a row, but unless we put our dominoes in a row in the same line,
it's hard for Trump to do everything. And I believe that our military and their military have been communicating for a very, very long time about a lot of things. But again, it's been hard because there have been a lot of hide or infiltration within the military in both.
Prior to President Trump, our armed forces were working together with the deep state that was controlling the United States. So
no. Not all of them.
No, well, there was.
I'm talking about the white hats, the good ones, have always been communicating about this stuff.
We can hope.
About what's going on, this global control, these global elites. On back channels, high military officers, and do you know what? I'd even say squaddies would even be talking about it when they're on the field or in training or stuff like that. They'd be like, it's global elites. That's probably why some people stick it out in the army to try and get to a position where they can make an actual change.
Yeah.
But yeah, they've always been communicating. They've always known about what's going on, and they've just had to bide the time to wait until everything's into place. And it's hard. And I couldn't imagine how hard the decision was to go, we have to do it now.
Well, what was the other choice? What was the other choice? World War III. Because we know the 16-year program from the deep state was a huge part of that was World War III, be it nuclear or be it people fighting. And if they'd got their way, we'd probably be ramping up for it now, which you can see our deep state doing at the minute, ramping up for the World War III.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But that is because of the globalist control, because of the banking elites saying, this is what we want. This is what the illuminati want. They want mass depopulation. And the best way to kill a lot of people and get away with it is through war. They've tried it and done it time and time again. Because what scares them the most is people. If people come together and shine lights on them and expose who they are and are willing to fight against them, there'll be nowhere for them to run and hide. We will find them all, root them all out, and dispose or get rid of them all.
Here.
And all it takes is for the people to stand up together. Yeah.
And that was key in that sentence there, together.
Yeah, that's why I emphasise the word. Because it doesn't matter whether you're French, whether you're German, whether you're Italian, whether you're Chinese. Doesn't matter. You're still being run and ruled and controlled by the same fucking group. And if we all stand up together, united together, they don't stand a chance. Because there will be nowhere for them to run and hide.
There isn't any more. We're on them. We
Yeah.
just have to gather up our troops and get into formation and do this.
Yeah. And the simple fact of the matter is, if we all stand up united together, we don't have to fight. There won't be a war against the global elites. There won't be a war against them because there's too few of them. they can't fight a war against us. They can use people and use us against each other, but they can't physically fight it themselves.
What do you think the last act of defiance of the Illuminati will be?
Crash the economy. Take everybody's money away from them.
Do you really think? I don't think they'll do that.
I see it's their plan in place. I was going to go into this one because the step-by-step program is there, and it's there for people to see. So just let me get this one because it goes through the history of things. They're not ready to crash the economy yet. They're still just maybe 2-3 steps away from it. But step one was to control the printing of money. Step two was to get everybody in debt. Step three was to get rid of the gold standard, to create the fiat currencies, to create a currency that is meaningless. Step four was to print and print and print loads and loads of money. Step five was to deregulate the banks so the banks could run wild, do whatever they wanted, trade in massive amounts of debt and do what they did. Step six was the first big financial crash. There's been previous ones where was some form of, well, you saw what happened before the Nazis took over Germany. The Rothchilds crashed the economy. Hyperinflation happened. People turned against people. And then one person or one governance took over and took full control of that country and took that country to war. It's a tried, tested program. Then step 7 is where we are now, I think, which is the recovery bubble. Once the banks have, and the countries and the peoples are in huge amounts of debt, totally indebted to the banking system, they'll have a little recovery bubble to solidify their position, the globalist position. Step 8 is the preparation for the global chaos, to build their underground bases, to build their bunkers, to build their hidey holes. Step 9, to crash the economy, to make money completely worthless, and to make it, and they've made it so people can't make things anymore. They can only buy things. So they need money. They have no other way of doing things apart from going out and buying them, paying people. And once you take that away, they can't do anything with their hands. They can't make things. They can't produce things. And once you take that away, they will turn against each other. Then, step 9, the crash. Take away all value for all money. Super uber hyperinflation, where money's not even worth the paper it's printed on, because we've all lost trust. You can see that the euro is a currency that's dead. The dollar is a currency that is dead. The British pound is a currency that's dead because it's all debt. Debt. All of it's debt. None of it's worth anything. Once the crash has happened, chaos will ensue. War, strife, famine, the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse come storming into town. Once the blood has been shed, they come back with the one world government and the one world currency to say, look, this was the problem that we made, this is the reaction that's been had, and this one world currency is the solution to the problem. What do you think of that, Glenn? Oh.
Yeah, I quite like it, but we're already majority of the way through that.
Yeah, that's what's scary to me.
I see it, how I see it about that is rising already. If Trump and Putin both go on to the gold standard, that's when they'll do the market crash.
Yep.
Right, which is their aim to be very soon. Putin's come out and said it.
It's not an if, it's a when.
Yes, and very soon, if I'm honest.
Yep.
You're going to see the markets completely crash, and I reckon their last act of defiance will be to set off a bomb or something somewhere, do a big atrocity.
A huge false flag.
Their last act of defiance, yeah.
A huge false flag.
Yeah, as a false flag, yeah.
Mm-hmm. To try to galvanise the people against the common enemy, which is not them. No, it's not us. We're the Illuminati. We're not your enemy, but they are. Go get them. Go get them. Yeah. It was Russia that launched a nuclear attack on Europe. Oh, we're gonna have to strike back at them. We're gonna have to go to war with Russia. Or, well, they were gonna try and use Iran as well, weren't they? To make it.
They still try.
Yeah,
still trying.
Of course they will. Of course they will. They're like a cornered animal at the moment. And they will...
They're fucking leeches, aren't they? These global cabal. Just leeches, just stick to fucking everything. They won't get the fuck off. They don't take no shits.
Suck it dry. Suck it dry to fatten themselves. Yeah. And they're so far gone with their plan. Yeah. I hate to say this, but I can only see chaos coming. As much as President Trump tries to fight against it, as much as President Putin tries to fight against it, the deck is stacked against them. These global elites have... The plan's been in place for a fucking long time, and the plan is on the brink of fruition.
Russia and America have got quite a big military.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, I'll
go over and help Trump or Putin protect as long as they're going to protect our land.
I'd happily have American troops on British soil. And to be honest with you, I'd probably be happy having Russian troops on British soil, as long as they were fighting against the elite, against the globalists, against the fucking cabal.
I'd rather them than Theresa May.
Theresa May, yeah, true. Lying scumbag biatch. More and more evidence is coming out that Skirple was a false flag.
Even maybe a hoax?
Well, I see no evidence of it actually being true. I see no evidence of him in hospital. I see no evidence of his daughter or him lying on the deathbeds.
Isn't it funny? The night before or day before, they got nerve gassed. The daughter, what's her name? Julia?
I don't know.
Something like that. She received 150,000, which is sitting in an unknown Russian bank account. That was from the sale of his house, and he was mysteriously killed last year.
Whoa. So they just took that money and fucked off into hiding. That's what it screams.
I've not seen these people.
That's what it screams off to me.
No photos of these people in hospital, coming out of hospital, anyone visiting them. Nothing. Where are these people that have apparently been nerve agent, gassed or whatever it is, supposedly.
No facts, no evidence, no proof.
Nothing. There is nothing. There's not even proof of a being hurt. Nothing.
And all we get is government narrative. Yeah.
I don't wonder how many people around that place, or does he live in a nice quiet place?
I don't know. I've not heard a statement of anybody seeing him in the pub or the restaurant. And to be honest with you,
or a nurse coming out saying that he's in hospital.
No,
because nurses do come out and say, "Oh yeah, he's in hospital." Or blah blah blah. Happens. People let things slip.
Yeah. Or, did they just get into a nice unmarked car, drive to an airport, jump on a flight, off to Kazakhstan?
The Bahamas.
Off to the Bahamas. They could have gone to Astana. Who knows? To live nice.
These scarecrows are just pawns in the game. There's only certain people that are going to be privy allowed in their 500 million club.
But to be honest with you, they're still probably dead. They probably took the money, off they go, on the flight, off to the Bahamas, like you said, and somebody there waiting to assassinate them. Because they can't let it leak. They can't let them have a sudden change of heart or a change of mind. So they probably offed them. It makes sense to me.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, it makes sense. You don't want to leave any loose ends. Yeah. Supposed to have used Russian Facebook pages 3 days after being poisoned.
Scarecrow is connected to Christopher Steele.
Yep. Nice.
Christopher Steele being the dossier bloke.
Oh, remember you said that they're pissing on our legs and saying that it's raining.
Quite like this story.
The PP gate. Do you think that was, a bit of symbolism there? Oh yeah, we'll say that women peed on him because because I've heard that statement before. Pissing on the leg and saying that it's raining. I've heard that statement before.
Okay. Yeah, but what does that come in with these? But Scarecrow and that.
Oh no, I was just saying that it was maybe symbolism to say in the PP Gate document that he was getting peed on. But like you said, Christopher Steele was connected to them. So that means MI6 was connected to them.
Okay.
Sorry, you broke up there, mate.
And CIA.
Yeah.
Just a deep state. Let's be honest, it's just one whole deep state.
Doesn't matter what freaking letters we give them.
They're all part of the web. Yeah. No matter what letter agency they are or whatever they are, they're connected in some manner. Some sort of way, some manner, somehow, some reason. And not for good things, in all honesty. Not all good. They probably do. Probably 5% good, 95% bad. They have to look like they're doing something, don't they?
Yeah. They have to look like they're doing something. But, how many of the events have been known to these agencies and not stopped?
Oh, I wonder.
I
wonder how many were orchestrated by said agencies.
Yeah.
MI6 and training exercise in London at 7/7.
Yeah.
MI5. There's one of them.
It was deep state. It was deep state.
No, it's just our agency doing a drill, a practice run of what could happen. Oh, and guess what happens on the very same day, at the very same time. No, nothing suspicious about that, is there?
No, not at all. Nothing at all. Just listen to what we tell you. Just listen to what we say. Go back to sleep, little minions. Go back to sleep.
Well, the thing is, what now I know that they're capable of bringing down one plane to kill a couple of people. I'm like, who did they actually want to kill in those buildings at that point, or in them places at that point? Who was that privy or that special that they wanted them dead? Because it weren't just they knew where they were doing it and who would be there.
Oh yeah, well they told a lot of the Jewish people not to go to work that day, didn't they?
Or they decide just to have a random Sabbath during the week.
It just, yeah. And you see the lengths, the blatant disregard for human life.
Sorry.
Utterly blatant.
No, yeah, it is. It's literally a disregard for human life.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really think it's a game.
Well, I said this earlier in the broadcast that they like to play the game of chess, and we are the dust that's on the chessboard that they want to wipe clean before they can have their nice game of chess.
They can only play 4D chess though, whereas like you've got people like Trump who can play 50D chess. He plays 50-dimensional chess, plays it on every single level. And I'm covering what he's done. He's taken a few backhanders or done a few dodgy deals here and there to get a few things through, get himself up there. Do you know what I mean? And do you know what? I won't blame him because his ultimate goal was good. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense? Done a couple of dodgy deals for a bit of real estate or something like that, or to get a bit of legislation.
The ends justify the means.
Something minor, not something that's going to cause ultimate damage, but something minor. But his end goal was to do something good. I can accept that. I'll be like, okay, Trump, you clearly know what you've done was wrong, right? And you're not going to do it again. That would be my attitude, right? Because ultimately what he's done is for the greater good. And he is actually doing it for the greater good, not like the liars who go, it's all for the greater good. It's all for the greater good. The greater good. Greater good of what? What could has come from what they've created?
Nothing. But more government control, more control. That's what's come from everything. More atrocities. Less freedom.
More. It's not even just about that. It's about the people that have killed in the process of creating these wars, creating these viruses and everything like that. It's not even about, like, to me, let them have money. If it means that much to them, do you know what? Go onto one island by yourself, have all the money you want, right? But guess what? You can't come away from that island. So guess what? You've got all this money, but you can't spend it. It's pointless. I'd give them it. I'd say take everything, leave us alone. Just go, leave us alone. Never come back to us again, right? You're only allowed there. And if one of you tries to step off, you're all gone, right? So you all got to work together. You've been working together for long enough now, you can do it on that island and try and survive. That's what I'd do. Let them have all the money in their one central bank. Do you know what? I'd give them the Federal Reserve. I'd take it down brick by brick and I'd give it to them on that island. There you go, there's your bank. There's your shrine, the thing you love the most.
Yeah. And you can see that President Trump has done his work and done his dodgy deals to help the economy and help the little man, to help the average everyday person on the street. Whereas,
if you don't look after the little man's not going to look after you.
Yeah. Whereas the global elites have done everything to help themselves and help their buddies and help the people in the cabal.
Well, I just look at it as
and shit on the
they
little man.
They always increase taxes, right? And Trump comes along and takes a tax cut, not even a reform. It's just like cut everything. cuts.
Yeah. When was the last time the UK government cut tax?
He's done for the healthcare. He's got rid of Obamacare that didn't look after anyone apart from the rich. And he's replaced it. And he's got a new medical director in who's actually quite decent. He's not a globalist. He's bipartisan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's bipartisan. And he just loves what he does, and he just wants the good for the health of people, which is cool. I'm cool for that, and he's good for holistic as well. So it's got some good in him.
Yeah.
So,
well,
this is what we need to do over here, though. We need to get someone into power over here, right? That can go, right, this is going to happen, this is going to happen. It might sound a bit dictatorship, right? But do you know what? It's kind of how it needs to go. Not as a dictatorship, but the person in charge.
We need.
So say if I was Theresa May, I'd say this is happening, this is happening, this is happening, this happened. This is what I said what I was going to do. This is what's happening. I have a tick list. When I wake up in the morning, right?
And the thing is,
5 things from the day before isn't ticked off. Guess what? 10 things are going to be ticked off today.
Well,
and that's what I would do.
What I see is we need a new monarch. We need a king or a queen to come and be the Trump of this country, because the Parliament...
It's not even that. We don't even need that. We just need someone in Parliament to do it.
No, Parliament just deliberates. Parliament just deliberates. And you'll always get some chuffers in Parliament that aren't going to pull...
I'm on about actually having a true governance, not having a vested interest. So, say the Democrats and Veterans Party get into power. I'm head of the party, say, for instance. There's no vested interest. Everyone looks after themselves within the party, and that's how it goes.
And everyone has their own specialities.
Everyone does what they need to do, and then and then there's committees run off of it. But if I was in power, I'd just be like, this is happening, this is happening, this is happening. Like, we're going to go through all of our all of the acts and legislation and whatnot, and we're going to reform them all, and we're going to condense them. We're going to make things a bit simpler and a bit easier for people. We're not only going to do that, we're going to go by our constitution, and if anything from our if it goes against our constitution in any way, it has to be changed.
And to be honest with you, you could write that list of things that we want to do, that you want to do, and publish it, and put it all over the world.
I would.
And say,
I would publish it. I would show everyone. This is what I'm going to do.
This is what I'm going to do.
You can have this at home as a wall chart.
Yeah.
Have it as a wall chart. See what I tick off. Right?
Yeah.
And do you know what? If I haven't ticked it or I've missed something, give me a call. Or do you know what? Post on one of my tweets, or tweet me.
Yeah.
Say, oi, get your fucking arse in gear. You ain't done this. You said you was going to do this by this date. And then I can go, I'm ever so sorry. That'll be my first port of call.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how it needs to be.
Yep.
And I actually love the fact that Trump is outspoken and speaks to his people on Twitter.
Yeah, MAGA.
Because it shows that there is transparency, there is communication.
He's listening to the little people.
If people go at POTUS or hashtag MAGA, right, he can have people analyse that and go, okay, right, so many people said this, so many people said that. If it's like the Internet Bill of Rights, so many people said about the Internet Bill of Rights. Okay, so let's start discussing this. It's a form of direct democracy in a way.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Dealing with the man himself, right, from the little people. So as they would put it. But do you know how Trump sees it? Just us.
It's his job.
Together.
It's his job. Finally, someone's doing the job.
And do you know what? Do you know what the difference is? He actually sees it as a job.
Yeah.
And he actually takes it as an honour.
Yeah.
Right? That's the difference. He honours his position, and he makes it affirmative that he loves the military. Right? He is the commander-in-chief, right? Ultimately, over the whole military, right? But he generally loves the army. He wants to build it up and make it better again, because they know that without an army, you can't defend your people.
Yep. And he wants to use it in the right way. He wants to pull out of Afghanistan because he doesn't believe in the war there. He wants to pull out of the Middle East because it's a freaking busted flush.
Putin. Well, this is a very good point on the Afghanistan and Syria part. Trump got all the American troops to round up all the civilians that they could, probably all of them, right? And he probably even saved a couple of ISIS. It wouldn't surprise me. Not that he intentionally done that, but they would pose as normal civilians to be saved.
Yeah, that's what they do.
It's part of that. Yeah, that is what they do. They're literally, this is exactly what they do. That's why you see hundreds of them, literally ISIS soldiers, hundreds of them, coming and spreading Europe day by day. But anyway, so Trump allowed Putin. Do you know when Putin bombed the hell out of? I think was it Syria? I think it was Syria. He bombed the crap out of Syria, but one specific area. That one specific area was $3 trillion worth of opioids.
That would have been Afghanistan then, yeah.
In Afghanistan, he destroyed it all.
Good.
He said to Putin, "Go and do it. Go and wipe it all out because it's a problem that's sweeping the world." And Putin's against drugs. Putin hates drugs.
Yep. The thing is, there's better alternatives to opioids. There is. It's just a fucking.
I smoke one at least every day.
That's sort of, you know, a not so severe pain level, but there is severe painkillers that aren't opioid based.
Oh yeah, there's loads of different things. But even look at cocodamol. Cocodamol's opioid based. And they give that out free willy-nilly at the bloody doctors.
Don't they? Well, they did that with Oxycontin and all these other ones in the United States for this exact reason. To get people addicted to them. To get people...
Well, the thing is, I'm not going to lie, the States has had it worse.
It has. That big pharma...
They've had it bad.
That big pharma was serious deep state. Serious.
Well, they're over here. Big pharma are over here. But we're a lot more stricter because we're a smaller nation.
No, because the government runs the NHS and would be held accountable. Would be held a darn sight more accountable if we had an opioid crisis here.
That's a very good point. So that's why they do small things for pharma on the side.
Yeah. Why do you think there's so many mental health drugs? Let's just put it that way. So many mental health drugs. You know.
Oh yeah.
We've made this country shit.
My doctor openly admitted that these antidepressants and all of these mental illness drugs, they literally all they do is change your state of consciousness. Oh, I wonder why they'd want to change your state of consciousness.
So you don't care about the shit that you live in.
Exactly. That's exactly what they want to do.
Yeah. It's like they were making this country shit on purpose. Sorry about the swearing, everybody that's watching, but it's the best way to describe it, to be honest with you. Yeah. And I won't give up my freedom of speech. I will say whatever the fuck I want. No, I'm not going to say those two words. I think it's still a bit too soon to use those two words on a nice little live broadcast. But, yeah. What they've done to this country. And it's all been planned. It's all part of the plan to make it awful and then create these mental health issues amongst people, to feed them mental health drugs, to keep them in their box, So they won't break out of the box, they won't think freely, and they'll be completely controlled by governance.
Not only that, they've made people believe they have a mental illness when they don't.
Yeah, and the fact that you can't talk about it or openly question the problems that you have and the problems that you see around you.
Feel ashamed.
Yeah. And, well, I see it a lot. A lot of people are ashamed to be British now because they've made this country into a shithole. And it's part of the fight against patriotism. They hate nationalities. They hate national pride. So
they want complete sovereignty of individual nations gone.
Yeah.
They want no one to have no tie to heritage. So you look at the children nowadays, right? I said to a young person today, right, we was having a little discussion, and I was saying about like Antifa and all these lefties being soy boys because soy drains the testosterone out of your system. It lowers the testosterone levels. And I said,
and replaces it with estrogen.
Would be ashamed. And there was like, and she was like, who are they? I was like, what, our forefathers? I was like, the founders of our nation. So you don't know who they are? And she was like, I haven't got a clue what you're on about. I was like, what did you ever learn? Ever learn? And she was like, should I know who they are? I was like, oh yes, you should know who they are. Should honour, respect and love them too.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't be standing there if they didn't.
But learning at school is laughed at, is shamed. Learning.
They're indoctrinated with certain information to learn certain things, to remember certain things. That's why they have repeating lessons.
Yep.
To learn the same thing, so it drains and ingrains into your mind. Like, if they taught you at school that copper was gold and gold was copper, right? Go through life believing that. Until someone proves it otherwise. And this is the point we're at.
Yeah.
We're actually trying to feed people just information that was never even taught to them. They probably sat in school, these children, right, like I did, and wondered, well, these are pieces of the puzzle, but nothing to put them together. These are just like the corners. Where's the sides in the middle? They just give us bits of a story, and it's not even factual at that.
And they never give us the reason why. They never tell us why.
Even our English. They made our English worse.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Old English was much better. It was a lot simpler. Had a lot more meaning, structure. But no. We cannot have people speaking proper English.
No, you can't. You can't tell
because if they did, then they would know how to write a letter to us, and we'd have to adhere to that letter from said person.
Yes,
because it's got us stuck in second grade literature.
Because all of our laws and all of our constitution and everything that is part of our legal system is in Old English. And to approach it properly, you have to use Old English. And now we just want to teach the people Newspeak. We want them to write and talk in text voice and text language. So
you've not even heard the best of it, right? So this girl at work, she bought a packet of fudge and she left a post-it note to say that
my fudge. Don't eat my fudge.
No, that people can have it.
Right? All right, yeah.
She wrote, help, cho, selves. Right? So this is CHOSELFS, right? So it's not even the right pluralation, right?
Spelt wrong.
Of
selves.
It's not even selves. Yeah, is completely spelt wrong, because selves should have been SELVES.
Should it have an apostrophe?
And an apostrophe. Do you know what I mean? It would have been help yourself or help yourselves.
Yeah.
Right? She didn't even get the ending right. Right? It was completely wrong. But she even wrote CHO, and I was like, what is that word? And then I was like, selfs. Selfs. That's how it read. Selfs. I was like, okay. Is this a word I'm meant to understand?
Yeah.
I was like, you actually wrote slang of an accent. Because yourselves is actually American for yourselves.
Is it? I wouldn't have a clue.
I don't know. I can't use the
LA Devil speak.
I can't do the actual accent, but yeah. And when a certain American with the right accent says it,
yeah,
it sounds like yourselves, right? Or do you know when a black woman goes, "Look at yourselves"?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it was wrote like that, and I was like, wow, this is the degree of language and literature, right, and intelligence of the youth of today. Right? I'm not saying all.
No,
right?
It's not all, but there is a significant amount.
Oh yeah, that's a good way of putting a significant amount. That's a very good.
I'm good with English. I'm good with English. I'm good at using long words and good terminology.
So a language has been, like I've said before, right? We can write to the government in however we say and however we do, right? In current day language and literature, right? We can send them a letter and they ignore it because it has no meaning, has no structure. It's a pointless letter. Like when I say pointless, it's even pointless writing it.
Yeah.
Not even pointless sending it. It's pointless writing it. If you're going to write these people a letter, send them it in Old English. Literally write it in Old English.
It has to be done that way. Or else they ignore it. The rest just goes in the bin.
It reflects the documents you're trying to use. You're trying to use documents in your own language, in current language, when none of them mix. They're two completely different languages. It's like trying to write to a Chinese person who can't understand anything but Chinese, but write to them in Arabic. It's stupid.
Yep.
Pointless. And another reason why I haven't done all of this free in my sovereignty or anything like that, because I need to learn Old English, because when I do it, I'm doing it properly.
Yeah, it has to be done and done properly, or else it'll just get ignored.
Because even to some points, some documentation, if you don't do it properly, would be ignored even by officials. Do you know what I mean? When you need it.
Yeah.
So there's no point being free if you can't do anything. Does that make sense?
Well,
you can be free by not paying taxes and being held down by the system, but you also need to be able to move about and go places. Unless if you're just happy just living on a square foot of land.
It's one of those. It's you can't be free with the system still around you, because the system won't allow it. It won't allow an anomaly.
Because guess what? You go buy an apple, you pay tax. Right? So no matter how many letters or anything or being free from the state you are, you're still paying taxes.
The state is still there.
It's all there.
Yeah.
Right? So you can't get away from it. So in some sort of sense, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it at the right time. And now for me, it isn't the right time. Maybe for others in other situations, but for me, it's really not the right time to be doing that.
Well, with the letter, I see it being more of amount rather than substance. You understand what I'm saying?
Sorry, repeat that again.
To write the letter is more of amount than substance. It's quantity over quality. If the place is flooded with that amount of letters, they will go, look at all these letters. We're going to have to throw them all in the bin. Because that's what they're going to do. But, like I said, the amount, the substantial amount of them being there, rather than the quality of what is wrote upon the letter.
Yeah, but also, if you want that letter to be looked at in any manner, even one of those letters is picked out and it's not in correct grammar, syntax, and Old English, then they're just going to ignore it anyway.
Yeah, it won't hold water in the court of law.
If you're going to do it, you may as well do it properly, even if they do ignore it.
You know, what's the point in doing it if it's not going to hold water in a court of law?
That exactly.
It's got to be concrete.
And that's the thing. Even when if the judicial system and the courts were true courts and a true judicial service or system, right? And there was no corruptions and they weren't administration offices instead of being courthouses. And just there just to rape and pillage her, quite frankly. But if you went to court and you had a dispute with say you had a dispute with the council because they damaged your road or your thingy, if your documents aren't in the right way, right, then when you go to court and you try and present yourself, they're going to laugh at you.
Yeah, what hold water? They'll look at it, they'll read it, they'll go...
They'll say, you're trying to adhere to King Henry VIII's, I'm using this as an example, King Henry VIII's laws, right, but you're writing them in 2018 language.
Yep.
That, if I was a judge or prosecutor or anything, or a cross-examiner of some sort, that's the question I would ask. I'd be like, why are you trying to pass a document that was written over 400 years ago now, when the languages are two totally different languages? It makes no sense.
It won't.
So your documents are fraudulent, or they're just there's nothing there. You can't do anything, and that's simple as that.
It won't stand cross-examination.
Of course it won't.
No, because then you've got no defence upon it. You've written it wrong.
What are you going to say?
You've wrote it wrong. Your documentation's wrong. It's thrown out of court.
What are you going to say to them? I don't know how to write in Old English. But you're happy to try and use the laws.
Ignorance is no excuse.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's my stance on, like, going down that route of a free man of the land, if you want to put it that way. I don't think it is that. It's just something that people have been branded as.
It's what we want, though. It is what we want. Don't get us wrong.
No, we don't want to be held so tight we can't bloody breathe. Right? I don't mind governance. Do you know what? I actually don't mind paying a tax, right? As long as the tax is, one, used for what it's meant to be used for. Two, it's done and used properly and not wasted in any manner, right? And anything left over goes into a big kitty fund, right? To guess what? One, to have a national party, right? This is my idea. Have a national party. And two, to, put more money, save I don't know, the army need more money or anything like that.
An emergency fund.
There you go. Or emergency fund, do you know what I mean? Right?
Yeah, for a British emergency. If there was an emergency, a flood.
Yes. It has to be, because the British people pay it has to be for British only.
Yeah.
Right? So this tax would be a very small amount because we wouldn't need that much.
No, we wouldn't. We wouldn't. You know,
and
maybe once a year there's a flood.
For your NHS, for your doctors, for your schooling, all those sorts of things, and for the police, but they'll actually be used for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because there would be a monetary system in place, a sovereign monetary system that we can't rip off and we can't borrow from. So we have to work it together. We have to build the nation together. We have no choice. So it's doable, and it's not a case of if, it's a case of when it happens, because it's inevitable.
Yeah.
One way or another, we're coming away from the global banking system, one way or another, however that may be.
Well, it's written in the stars. Well, you know, it's there in black and white in front of us. All you need to do is open your eyes and look at it. The fiat is going to crash, no matter what. Now all we can do is prepare for it to crash.
Just going to say a quick good night to Lauren Kane. Good night, Lauren.
Yeah, I think
Lauren's
we might be ending the show in a few minutes as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had a good talk. We've had a good chat. Illuminated the Illuminati in some way, shape, and form. And a lot of what they're doing, a lot of what they're up to. But the web is so vast. We can't cover it in one show. We'll do other shows and we'll repeat it, and yeah, we will hit upon the same subjects again and again and again, because everything's interlinked. You can go from point A via point B, C, X, Y, Z, and still get to the same point. Because
that's so true.
Yeah.
You can actually get to the end of the up. Do you know what? The best way to describe it is Amazon. If you look at the logo Amazon, it's AMAZON, right? But underneath, there's an arrow going from A to Z, right? And that's as quick and as easy as you can do it as well. Did you ever notice that about Amazon? Sorry.
No.
Do you know the bit?
Oh yeah, I know the smile. That's from A to Z.
It's actually an arrow.
Yeah.
To say we sell from everything from A to Z. That's what it's meant to mean. But it's not actually a smile. It's not a smile at all. But it's an arrow.
But what was the Amazon symbol back when it was just a bookstore?
Oh, I can't remember that.
Because they didn't used to sell everything from A to Z.
No, they were just an online.
But could it be every book from A to Z?
Yeah, possibly, yeah.
But that Jeff Bezos, he's got far too much money.
Now, haven't they? Because they still sell every book A to Z, I would imagine.
Yeah. Well, there's some books they won't sell.
What's the systems called when, say, like when an airplane takes over? Autopilot. It's autopilot systems, isn't it?
Where are you going with that?
Did you know Hillary Clinton? Oh, sorry, I was just messaging someone.
Yeah. What's the breaking news?
Did you know well, my friend's going on holiday, and I told her 7 out of 10 plane crashes are that, right?
Yeah, look at the plane roster. Look at who else is on the fucking plane with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying, Hillary Clinton has the patents for all autopilot systems.
What?
Did you not know that?
No. The Clintons.
Hillary Clinton. So Hillary Clinton used to be a patent lawyer.
Ooh.
American patent office. And she has, for all auto-guiding and pilot systems, right, whether that's drone technology, the drone part of it, or aeroplane, or a car, anything like that, she has the patent for it. She holds the patent for that system.
She's one evil bitch. Yeah. Fuck. Bet
Why do you think
she holds on.
7 out of 10 plane crashes are by design? I dread to think how many car crashes and stuff like that.
Well, would the autopilot system still kick in with autopilot cars?
It controls the cars, planes, all of them. Because the whole system is actually in the car, but the computer system on the side of it will only allow a certain part of it to be used, right? It's all there. It can all be used and accessed, like overriding your brakes, your accelerator, your steering, your airbags, all of that. They can control everything. They've got the capabilities of controlling everything.
Yeah, well, it's just a computer system.
Clinton has the patents.
But she won't for much longer. Yay!
No.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm getting impatient about it now. I can't wait for the dominoes to topple. I want them to topple sooner and sooner and sooner, and just get it over and done with. I don't care about the herd. Well, yeah, I do. I care about the herd, and they will stampede. But they're going to do it anyway. There's enough brainwashed idiots out there that won't believe, that won't see the facts when they're presented in front of them, that have been so corrupted by the narrative that they won't accept the truth, even though it's put in front of them. Even if it's on the fucking BBC, they won't fucking still believe it. And
yep, exactly. Do you know what the funny thing is? Right? If we were BBC presenters or anything like that, and we were sitting there, people still wouldn't believe us.
No, they won't. The truth is too. It's too unbelievable. But the truth is the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I don't have the capabilities to bring up articles and documents and show the evidence and facts on this show yet. But please, if people just do their own research and look into things, they'll see. They will see the light. They will see the truth. They will see, and they will have to believe. And they will, or else it's going to be too late for them to believe, and they will get smacked and hit hard with the stick of truth when it does all come crashing down. I want to do more myself. I want to do more preparations for the crash, but it's very difficult to do with no money. When you're preparing for a world with no money, you still need money to prepare for the world with no money.
Exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, there's ways to capitalize on this world with this world of debt. There's ways to capitalize upon it, but they've made it very difficult to do so.
Exactly.
So I think I'll do another show on that over the coming weeks.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people out there that want to be free, but are stuck in debt.
Mm-hmm.
So they can't see a way out of the system. And if they can see the way out of the system and get themselves some freedom from the debt, they can start to, pursue happiness rather than being a little worker bee, making other people happy. But I will need to...
probably not even happy. Actually, might make them happy seeing us being enslaved.
Yeah, control and domination. They like that.
Practically what we are.
Yeah.
Slaves to the global cabal.
Oh, yeah. And they've designed the system this way. The Matrix is by design, and it's been designed this way over 100 years. But like we said, it's very difficult to break away from the Matrix because the Matrix is still there. The system's still in place, and if you become an anomaly in the system wants to auto-correct. Its immune system will attack you. Its immune system in high-vis clothing or in black suits will try to stop you. Yeah. It's weird how... I'm not sure if they did it consciously, but how the Matrix is such a good analogy of the world.
It's very sick, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. But that's the thing. If the system's sick, it takes an immune system to get rid of it. We need to become the immune system. We need to become the white blood cells to tackle the virus. Or else the body's going to die.
Yeah.
Well, been a good show. Got very deep. Got a bit cynical towards the end there, but we are winning. The fact that people are waking up, the fact that people are spreading the word and telling the truth and getting out there in people's faces and letting people know that the truth is there, that these people are evil and are controlling the world and have to be stopped. And it takes us all to unite together to stop them. We are winning. We are. They are weak, pathetic. They use fear and dominance to control the people.
YouTube HQ in California. The YouTube headquarters in San Bruno, California, is on lockdown after reports of an active shooter on campus.
Ooh.
Police have confirmed activity at the address, while employees describe sounds of gunshots and reported an evacuation.
Censorship false flag? Or is it a true patriot trying to rebel? Who knows?
Apparently the shooter's female.
Ooh. That screams a false flag to me. That does scream a false flag.
And why at Google, eh?
Well, the Google cabal.
CIA, yeah.
Yeah. You know. And President Trump has been poking that bear, hasn't he? Well, poking that rabid dog. He's been saying...
Google?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, he has been. Him and Dr. Corsi. And others.
Or it could be... Oh, there's many things it could be, because, you know, Google have been ignoring Easter for the past 18 years whilst promoting others. You know, there's plenty of devout to a point of fanatic Christians in the United States. Could they have seen that as maybe being, you know, sort of insult? Or, you know, there's... We'll wait to see what the media portrays it as, and then we'll go with the exact opposite. Then we'll just go with the exact opposite.
Unless if they've got a video evidence. And even then, I don't quite trust it because,
No.
let's face it, look at the moon landing.
Different shadows. Shadows in different directions. The glint of light from the fucking... From the wires.
Who the fuck was taking these pictures when the people who they were taking the pictures of were the only people there?
It's a tripod. It's a tripod.
And I'm sure they didn't have time delay on their cameras back then.
Oh. But
that's the goodest. That's what probably one of the best things for people to question the moon landing is who was taking the picture if the only people that were there are in the picture.
Yeah. Who filmed Neil Armstrong's first step on the moon from being on the moon?
Yeah, from being on the moon. Oh, well, obviously he wasn't the first one to walk on the moon.
But,
I am the first man walking on the moon. Although there's someone recording me. He's standing on the moon. You see me, they're recording me coming out of the buggy. Or capsule. Sorry.
Yeah, the capsule that magically changes shape many times.
No, do you know what it was? He didn't actually touch the moon. He was just in zero gravity. He was just floating. He was just floating.
Yeah.
There's no weight to him.
Yeah.
Nothing. He was just floating and went, I take picture, but I didn't stand on moon.
Oh no, he's the first. He's the first man to walk on the moon.
The person I'm recording is the first person to walk on the moon.
Yeah, where's his footprints?
Step on the moon. There was a platform that we pushed out, and I stepped on the platform, so I wasn't actually touching the moon, touching it. The platform I was standing on was touching the moon, but I wasn't touching it. Okay. That's the sort of thing that I'm trying to say. That's how they piss on your leg until it's raining.
Yeah. And oh no, the fact that they fucking laugh at people for questioning the moon landing. You know, anybody who questions the moon landing, oh yeah, we did land on the moon. Yeah. Or yeah.
I'm not saying they might not have been there since, but they, at that point, did not happen.
Why won't any of them talk about it? Honestly.
They can't talk about it because they've lost all of the information, all the telemetry reports, all the data. They've lost it all. So they can't talk about it now because they've lost it and it's too expensive to get to the moon. Wait there. You've just had, since the last one, about $60 trillion. You're telling me
the NASA black hole.
$60 trillion to build that one, over $60 trillion to build that one thing that landed on the pigging moon? No. Don't buy it.
It's the NASA black hole. They throw loads of money in the NASA black hole. For what? For what sort of research? What are they developing? Because it sure as fucking shit ain't rockets and spaceships. Well, no, it sure as shit ain't rockets.
It's clouds and geoengineering.
Yeah.
That's what it all goes on.
And and weather wars, and to be honest with you, I'm also thinking spaceships.
Oh, they're certainly using money to build their sort of spacey sort of craft that they're trying to pass off as UFOs, flying saucers, if you want to call them that. I call them flying saucers. I don't call them UFOs Because anything I've never seen fly in the sky before is an unidentified flying object to me.
Yeah.
All right? If I haven't seen a certain aircraft, I'm going to go, that's a UFO. Why? Because it's an unidentified flying object that I don't know about. So it's unidentified. I don't know who it is. I don't know what it is. Simple as that. That's what it is, right? If I see a Chinook coming over or I see a helicopter coming over, I know what they are.
Yeah.
Guess what?
I
It's an army helicopter. It's a Chinook. It's a police helicopter. It's an air ambulance and whatnot.
Yep.
If I see a stealth bomber,
that's a stealth
I'm not
bomber.
going to know what that is. Well, it depends what I'm on about, like the super stealth bombers that they've got.
Oh,
I've never seen it,
mate. I've seen schematics from like the 60s, 70s, something like that, of this beautiful, like egg-shaped craft that had 2 jet engines in it, and then a halo spray system around it that would actually spray the fuel, and it would catch light and ignite because of the air friction and the heat that generated once it gets that fast. And then that would create an even bigger force behind it and fire it that way. And that was technology back in the freaking 60s and 70s. And me, I do have quite a scientific mind and a good understanding of science. And yes, that would be a very, very fast way to propel an object. And they were doing it that fast that back then. What have they evolved and adapted to now?
Magno energy.
Yeah. Well, I asked. Remember, we were talking before, and I asked that scientist with regards to layers of copper and silicon. And if you put a high voltage through it, it supposedly defies gravity. It levitates. But it does get.
It does, but at the moment, it's not. It doesn't last that long, does it?
But they knew about that back in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah, that's what they used on the hoverboard. With the
NASA black hole of money, what do you think they could have developed since?
Undisclosed to the government and military complex.
Oh yeah. Well, only the very, very few will know about this. You know, there's even, supposed UFO hunters and eyewitnesses to things that are beyond current mass human understanding. If you hovered a UFO above the Houses of Parliament, what utter madness would ensue? Even if it had, even if it had the Union Jack sprayed upon the bottom of it, and flying Union Jack flags, this is British, it's British, go crazy, because they wouldn't be able to comprehend it. Because they're that.
What I'd say to everyone, you're racist. You're racist. You're all racist. That's what you are. You're all racist. And I go up to them and say, do you know what, mate? You're pig ignorant humans, mate. There are intelligent beings about, but we don't like to come out too often because these scary fuckers, they're loose cannons.
Yeah. they like to attack intelligent people. The stupid people like to attack intelligent people.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. There's a chance we can cut a deal here.
Yeah.
That's what I'd say. Cut a deal here.
We can make a deal. We can make a deal. Yeah. I've got the intelligence to make that deal. Come on, let me prove it.
That's the difference. Whilst everyone else is running away, we'll be walking up to him and saying, "Let's crack a deal, man.
Yeah.
What's going on? What's the crack, man? Let's go and roll one up, have a cuppa, and see what's good.
Let's DMT together."
Mate, could you imagine the DMT they have?
Yeah. Well, yeah. They could have some seriously trippy stuff. Well, no, they've been doing experiments on us, supposedly. So they know exactly what sort of chemicals they can put into us and make us go and have a really good time. They could just inject something and that's super happy. Super happy trip all the time, every time.
Yeah. That's cool with everything being nice and good around the world. Like I don't need drugs to make me feel like that. But if we can have something after to celebrate, really, I'm there.
Yeah.
Let me show you how to rave. That's what I'll be saying to you. Let me show you how to rave. Let me show you how to live.
I wonder if aliens would feel euphoria.
Let's loosen up our joints, right, and get into the groove of it. They wouldn't even be able to handle me. They'd be like, right, he's too intelligent. He's too much of a human. He's gone over our expectations of what humans could be.
No. They put you in a cage. They put you in a cage and laugh at you. Point and laugh at you. Go, oh, look at him. He's a dancing human. Look at the dancing human. Way.
That's all of us, mate. That's what they're doing now. We're in the cage and they are laughing at us all.
Yeah.
Look at the stupid human.
Look at the stupid human. La, 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 la. He believes in pygmy fairy tales.
I said it at work today. I said to this woman, because she doesn't ever object to what I say. She says a lot of it just makes sense, and I believe in a lot of what you say, Glenn. I can't opinionate on it because it's not something that I've looked into.
Sort of taking the agnostic sort of view on it.
Not looked into yet. I was like, that's cool. I was like, I don't mind if people oppose what I say. But at least if you're going to oppose what I say, come back with something worth saying.
Yeah.
Not, it's conspiracy theorist, or, that ain't true. How is it not true? Can you explain to me how it's not true? And yeah.
Because the BBC didn't say so.
I can't remember what I was going to say. I said something to her. What did I say to her? I can't remember. It's gone.
Well, we can't exactly leave it here then, can we?
I did say it, yes. So I said to her, I was like, right, because that's right, we was talking about like UFOs, right? And things flying around, because we've got this lad who's quite big on his Marvel and Avengers and stuff like that. And it came up about something flying, and I was like, I've got a good theory here about why UFOs or aliens just appear from nowhere and then instantly just fuck off. And then it's like, why? I was like, because they look at us and go, fuck that. Look how stupid them humans are, right?
Yeah.
And she just peed herself. She was in stitches, right? I said, that's the reason why they go. They don't want to communicate with us. It's not because they can't or they won't. It's because we're stupid.
Yeah.
And she was like, you're so right, Glenn. That is 100% right. I was like, uh-huh.
And to be honest with you, we're not bothering them. If we were, we've got no way of bothering them, so why would they bother us? Well, what could happen?
That's what I say. If you poke a bear, he's going to bite, or if you poke a bee's nest, they're going to come out and sting you.
Yep.
Well, guess what? If we start going into celestial space and start messing with aliens, guess what they're going to do? They're going to come back and mess with us.
Yeah.
Because there's probably, if there are aliens out there, there's probably tried to be invasions or have been. And other aliens have come and taken over.
I'm sorry.
No, get out. This is the no-go zone.
The thing is, the billions upon billions of planets that are out there, it's a almost given fact that there has been everything we've described. There's been alien invasion landings. There's been on other planets. There's been massive intergalactic, well, not intergalactic, but interstellar wars. There has to have been.
Star Wars.
Yeah. It just makes sense. It's just people can't open the tiny little minds to grasp the...
It's mathematically highly probable.
Yes. Yeah.
I can't say for fact because I've never met them, I've never seen it.
No.
Highly probable, right? And that's probably the best way we can put it, is, or in as a most factual term or statement. The only other way we could say it is, well, I believe.
It's almost undoubtable
that there has been.
It's almost undoubtable.
Yeah, well, like we said, it's mathematically highly probable. There's more chances of it than there is less chances. That's the thing.
Yeah, we're not special. Life is not special. Life on Earth is not special at all.
We are stupid. I don't know about special. We're a special kind of stupid. Yeah. That's what we are. We're a special kind of stupid. Oh, lovely.
Well, on that note,
thank you.
I think we're gonna have to finish the show. It's coming up to 3 hours.
Wow. I said that's a good place to end it.
Yeah. Well, maybe we might get another show with some, extraterrestrial beings or extraterrestrial experts on in a later few weeks or later few months. But let's stick to what we know. Let's stick to proven fact. Let's stick to fucking red pilling people on the real things and the real issues that are gonna fucking kill them all. Because unless we do something,
if we don't wake up,
unless we do something, we're all gonna die.
No life to care about.
Yeah. All right. Well, bye everybody. Lovely having the show. Nice to speak to you, Glenn. And
adios.
And many more shows to come. Many more shows to come.